right now we are looking at her Google slide presentation that we're going to use for the video tomorrow for the cooking show. When you take a look at it, she's presenting slides. One has each topic. What is osmosis? What is diffusion? What is the difference between them? Then finally, she's going to answer how a brine works. For those who don't know about cooking, what you do with a lot of meats, and this is a real good trick for Thanksgiving turkey, is you drop the bird or whatever into a mix of seasoned broth. And through the process of osmosis, what you're going to end up with is something that I'm going to have Raven explain here in a minute, and why it happens that way. So this is the kind of active learning I like to do, is actually have her put things together and draw her own conclusions. And if they're not right, we're there to help correct it. As far as what process this does with respect to the SAMR model, this would definitely be, I would consider this an augmentation phase, solely because we're creating a presentation, but we're using it in a different way. Now, Google Slides is fantastic because it can be used for the transformative phases as well. What you could do is take this slide, share it with a group for people to make comments, and that would be more of a modification. But for our purposes, we're using it for an augmentation. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this slide presentation, and tomorrow when we actually shoot the cooking show, she will use this as part of the presentation. She'll demonstrate the science before she demonstrates the cooking. So we're going to take a look over here, and I don't know if it's visible, but we're going to see, because the screen's real bright. And there you go. So her first slide is, what is osmosis? And osmosis is the spontaneous net movement of water, an area of low solute concentration to a more concentrated. She did this yesterday on her worksheet. She did the research and found the answer. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take each slide, convert it into a PowerPoint based on the questionnaire I gave her yesterday. When you take a look, I like to ask questions as we go, and one of which is, how does osmosis work with respect to brining the chicken? So, Raven, would you give them an explanation?
The way osmosis works with the chicken is that, like, the semipermeable membrane is the wall in between the flavor and between the chicken itself. So when you take the seasoned broth and you put it with the chicken after like the cooking process of it, it will like gain that flavor and become more juicy and flavorful.
Great.
I gotta sneeze.
This is one of the examples of the form of active learning I really am fond of. It's even better I get to do it with my daughter. When she gets to topics like this, hopefully she has a unique understanding of how they work in the real world. And we could take examples like cooking and show how the scientific processes are things you don't think of, but they're very important. So as we go along, and as I develop my own personal skills, there are other applications. Student athletes can form viable fitness tips based on, dietary and dietary needs and things of that nature. They can form their own they're all they can use their own interests to learn science, essentially. So what we're going to do today is we're going to finish our PowerPoint presentation, and then tomorrow on Google Slides, tomorrow, you guys in my TCED class will get to see a cooking demonstration.
Hosted by me!
Hosted by Raven, based on a very important scientific principle, solubility, osmosis, diffusion. These are all terms we know, but I think sometimes we take them for granted when we don't appreciate how they affect our daily lives.
Appreciate your words.
We'll see you tomorrow.